What's up, everybody? Glad to have you guys in here. If you guys were normally on Twitter and were wondering where we were, apparently you now have to sign up for premium to get onto Twitter. So there's there's that now. So once I get that figured out, it's having trouble letting me on. Anyway, though, glad to have you guys in here. If you guys could hit that like and subscribe button, it really helps us out as we have this short live kind of coming to the end of Wednesday with our episode 12 of Market Close News. So Cody will be on shortly. A lot of crazy things going on. We all know we had the failed assassination attempt with former President Donald Trump, and that seems to be spiking some craziness in the markets right now. We have Bitcoin back over 64,000. We got Ethereum hovering around 3,400. We have XRP at 63 cents, guys. It has been phenomenal. And, it's been a phenomenal run there. We'll talk about that in a second. We got 58 on the greed. So we're kind of still in the neutral area, almost greed area. We got the volume down about 17% to $80 billion in trade volume with a crypto market cap of 2.35 trillion. So we're definitely seeing some nice spikes on here. Now it has been good with XRP. It's been kind of silent for, well, let's just say for the last year, really. But it seems like we're climbing back to the original area where we were last year after the good news from the case with the SEC. And I think we're going to keep going in a good trajectory. I did dollar cost average while it was hovering in the 40-cent range. So if you didn't, you still have time. I don't think it's going to run up that fast, but I do think we will hit $5 or $6 eventually, just not right now. And still a good time to dollar cost average through this summer lull. But my portfolio is doing well. Injective is doing well. Everything is kind of doing phenomenal with everything. Let me pull up my portfolio for you guys because I know it's been busy and I do apologize. I have been running my businesses like crazy. It's just been nonstop. I had to go out earlier today on a quick job because someone didn't want to show up because of the rain. So heaven forbid you don't show up to work in the little bit of drizzle. And the funny thing is, it wasn't even raining then. But looking at my portfolio here, let's see here. What do I have? XRP. Yeah, XRP, we're definitely sitting pretty good. Yeah, it's climbed up to 7%. If you guys want to know, 7%, roughly $370,000 in that portfolio there, in my crypto portfolio of XRP. Now, keep in mind, guys, I've been dollar cost averaging in. I was dollar cost averaging when it was in like the high 20-cent range in 2022. I was doing it really aggressively and kind of making some nice progressive gains on that. I know Cody should be here. Let me just send him the link again. So bear with me here. Let's see here. Yeah, let's get Cody. Oops, that would not be it. My apologies here. All right, I guess I don't have the link copied. All right. Come on, here we go. And I just resent that for him, so hopefully we'll be in shortly. So, I mean, there's more news going on with the SEC and Ripple, but it seems like we're coming to the final close of all this shenanigans with Ripple. So, we are definitely going to see a spike. It might actually break $1. Now, if it does break $1, that would be great because we'd both be sitting in a great position, as I know. And overall, just everything is just going up for no reason, except for a handful. But because I know Polkadot, Chainlink have not really made a lot of moves with this. There's Cody. What's up, Cody? How's it going?
What's up?
Yep, glad to have you in here. Didn't miss much. Although we do have to make this one a short one because I won't be able to stay on for like a full 2 hours. But definitely glad to have you on here, Cody. What was I gonna say here? Oh, everything's kind of going up, but let me go ahead and click on Injective. Let me just go ahead and find Injective right here. So I gotta update that price here.
I mean, it has just been going up.
Oh, absolutely. And I've been dollar cost averaging in heavily.
I have buys at $18.
Yeah, I got most of mine came between 18, 19, and 20. And I stopped when it was going high. There's a few dollar cost averaging events at like 31 when it was at its high a few months ago, but ever since it went down, just been dollar cost averaging into this. And I do like the staking on there. And guys, Cody put me
I
on
get a
to
lot of INJ through
yep.
staking.
Cody put me on to staking through Injective, and just be careful though, because not all you got to do your research when you're
Not
staking.
all validators are trustworthy. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I had to do research on all 6 of mine.
Yeah. So, and Cody and I got a long bet on this crypto. Is definitely it definitely looks like it's not done yet. It's found its kind of new bottom, and I think we're looking at 150, maybe even 200 injective during the peak of this bull run. Which, to be honest, guys, I'm selling at around 120, 130.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing: like, Injective has an Injective name service as well, to where you can buy usernames on the end. It's a lot like Ethereum, but a lot faster, and scale for finance and
Mm-hmm.
dynamic smart contracts. It's got a lot going for it, and the user base and TVL has been going up.
Yes, and it is probably going to overtake Solana. I think
I,
this is Solana's last big bull run before before it kind of peters out, I should say.
yeah, I agree.
So, but enough about Injective here. Let's go back over and talk about Quant here because that's been making a resurgence as well. Kind of come bouncing back and forth, hitting 80, bouncing back down, bouncing back up. So it looks like it's on its way down again, but another good time to dollar cost average in. I could tell you that I did some dollar cost averaging at this price. Definitely when it was hitting the the around the $70 range. But like always, Quant's always the last mover, so I wouldn't expect to see a lot of action on this. It's probably going to be very quiet over the next month or two. If the rally continues, then Quant's going to be stagnant until the end of the rally. If the if the rally peters out, then we're probably going to see a nice uptick on Quant, and then it'll level off again. But with the tokenization of real world assets and big banks getting involved in this project, I can't see it not performing well. So it performed well in its first bull run, and now in this next bull run, we could probably see over 1,000 quant just alone off of supply and demand because the supply that's accessible to the average retail investor is very limited right now and is probably going to get even worse as we go further. However, I am interested in seeing when the tokenization of real world assets will hit because that is potentially a significant game changer into where we're headed in the finance world and investment management world and everything like that. So, and it'd be very hard for title scammers to steal your rental properties out from under you. All right. So, but there's really other than that, there's not a lot of news going on with Quant. Not so much really a peep out of there
We
as a
have had a good increase from like $65 though.
yes, we did. It did have a nice rally there and seems to be settling in back in at 75. But as far as news on on the blockchain is what they're doing. They have it's really the same stuff. Working on tokenization of real world assets, developing Web3, and they're just
That will
bringing
be a
out.
big narrative. Real world assets is a big narrative. I mean, I'm even looking at Injective, and they talk about real world assets, and it's about to flip Arbitrum. You know, it already flipped Tau.
Yes, it's eventually going to flip, and
I think
it's
it's going to be in the top 15, top 10, top 15 for sure.
absolutely, absolutely. I have a feeling it's going to do very well with the bull run. Although I do see high targets for this, but if I see it at like 900, it's my gut is just telling me just to sell, is to cash out right there, because that'd be a significant windfall if it even hits that, or even 500. But and of course the other guys, you got H bar doing pretty good. You got Caspa doing good with flowing with the market right now. And you do have Internet Computer in the last 7 days, the ICP making a nice resurgence, bouncing back 45% on the week. You look at the last 7 days, if you're doing a 7 day trade, you would have made some bank on this. But it's looking like in the long term, this is still a good viable option. If you guys are new to our channel, go hit the channel icon on YouTube and go to our lives and our video page, and you'll just scroll down. You'll see a video that we did on ICP, and we had a few lives on it too, where it's set to make a change. But I really want to know is down the road. I mean, we're still pretty far from it, probably another decade away, but down the road, quantum computing is going to have a significant impact on the crypto space as well, which is where I think IBM and like HP and a lot of traditional tech companies are going to finally start getting involved in crypto. And I wouldn't be surprised if during this next bull run you start seeing like laptops coming with their own hard wallets and things like that. Wouldn't surprise me. I don't know what the risk level of that would be, but it wouldn't surprise me if it does. But moving on to stocks, right now we are at another all-time high for stocks, which is getting me very worried because it's not coming down. Now, granted, my stock portfolio has never looked better, but it's very worrisome that we have not had a correction yet, and it feels like the market's being artificially pumped, along with the good news on real estate as mortgages start to increase and more people start getting approved, and the Fed has signified that rates will be dropping. So expect we're going to have a boon for a couple months, for maybe like 3 to 6 months, and then we're going to have a rapid decline again because at that point people really won't be able to afford the price of a home. I don't know, the demand would just be too high. The bubble's got to pop. In the meantime, I'm investing in things like Dollar General, Walmart, Toyota, kind of recession oriented businesses that do well during tough economic times. And those are three companies that do very well during tough economic times. Right now, banks are kind of a risky bet. I know I got a large portion of my portfolio, roughly 5% in Bank of America stock. It's not, banks aren't looking too hot right now, but it's a risk I'm willing to take at the moment, as I've been holding Bank of America since 2012. It looks like Cody bounced out here. He'll be back in the GIF, I guess. But other than that, there's really not a lot to say other than we got the impending doom coming. I'm gonna put it in. If you guys want to, just write in the chat, and I'll send you the link. If you want to join in and talk, because there's a impending doom that may happen with this current election. We just don't know. This has been more decisive, and it's only getting more decisive with the recent events that happened on Sunday or a couple days ago with the failed assassination attempt. Some people are saying it's a scam. A lot of alt lefters are cheering, saying that they are sad that they missed. So I don't think this is going to be a good time. It's going not going to be a good time for America right now. It's going to be rough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard to adapt to this because you don't know where we're going as a country. We can go either way, and whichever side wins, the other side's going to be upset, and there's going to be problems. Even though I have a strong feeling that Republicans are going to win this, a very strong feeling that Republicans are going to win this election just because of these events alone. I already see people rallying behind it, but I don't see. And what I think people forget is Republicans aren't protesters. They just rally behind. They don't protest. And that's why you don't see protesting and marching in the streets. Like if the roles were reversed and this was Biden, you would have seen protests everywhere. It would be a deep dive investigation, all that stuff, right? I just don't see it happening right now. I don't see it happening with Republicans. But what I do see happening is people are going to start voting with their dollar. And unfortunately, they're doing their best to try to keep this market propped up for the election. So that's why they're reducing rates. They don't care about inflation. Why would they care about inflation when they don't have to worry about it? They got all the money. It's everyone else that has to worry about inflation. So if your cost of goods double again, you're going to be in some trouble, right? And usually that doubling effect takes about 25 years. And the fact that we had a doubling effect in 4 years rather than 20, it's very disastrous. And a lot of why we're hitting new highs on stock markets and everything is mainly because we got too much money sloshing around. And then you got China on the verge of economic collapse, and the China as it is now might not be China anymore. It might break apart into other countries or might reform under another country. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen to it? But it's not looking good. They're on the very cusp of a revolution over there, and it's they do have a revolution, expect prices to go up again because the world distribution system will be screwed up again. So, I mean, there's really not a lot going on either way. Either way you slice it, the biggest thing is we're just trying to predict that crash, and it's getting harder and harder and harder to figure out where the crash is going to be or even what month. And we might even have it at a time when we don't normally have a crash because it's looking more and more like they keep propping up the market and keep pushing it to where they want to keep numbers high so people can get elected. And once the election happens, they're going to let it go or they're going to keep trying to prop it up. I say just let the system correct itself. Millennials complain about not having the ability to enter into to life. Oh man. But the fact that if you don't have the ability, if you didn't have the ability to do it and you have a market correction, then you have the ability to do it. So like there's a lot of people that I bought a lot of my rental properties, a good amount of my first rental properties right after 2008 because there was opportunity to do so. I mean, I had houses that were 400,000 now worth 100,000. I was getting them from the bank for 70,000. Had to put a little bit of work into them, and then you get them on the market for rent, and they were just regular houses. Nowadays, we got the same problem. Everything's at the 300, 400, $500,000 range, and we're all kind of holding our breath as to when this market will crash. So I don't know when it will crash. Um, I can't pinpoint that for you. I just think like the election season, the holiday season, they don't want people pissed off through that, so it's going to be propped up. But if the interest rates go down, the primary interest rate goes down, mortgage rates go down, then mortgage underwriting will go up and home sales will go up because right now we're bloated. I don't know if you guys can understand like how bloated we are on inventory. But let me just show you this area. These are just houses. Like this is Northwest Arkansas, and you can see here there's thousands of houses for sale, right? And there's still more new construction going up. But let's go. Let's take a look at. See if I can go further out enough. Let's go take a look at. Let's go take a look at. Yeah, Billings, Montana. Right here you go. You got a total of 1,100 homes, right? Close to that, right? In that area, right? Now let's go back over to Northwest Arkansas. Let's go back over to Northwest Arkansas here. So we got 4,012 homes, and I'm sure not all of them are popping up. But let's go down to one of the cities that's losing people, like Austin, right? You got almost 30,000 homes, and you can see new homes, new homes. And this little mark here, you got a new home, new construction. There's a couple new construction, a couple, right? Let's go take a look at Florida. Specifically, let's go take a look at Tampa. Miami's a different beast altogether. But look at that. You used to be able to see the green, and you just see tons and tons of homes. You go down to Miami, yeah, look, almost 100,000 homes. But you look at Miami and just specifically like the areas around it, it's not as much, right? Not quite as much. I mean, I think Northwest Arkansas has more homes for sale. But if we go over, because let's go take a look at a growth city, which is actually Tulsa. Come on. So you see here, it's got about the same as like a little over 4,000 homes for sale. But if you look at Tulsa's prices, you see here, 125,000, 119,000, 75,000, 80,000, 85,000, 80, 85,000, 70, 130, 75. Couple big ones there, but even that's reasonable, 235. So you see what I'm saying? Oh, that's an auction. Wow. There's all right. There's one of the first foreclosures I starting to see on Zillow. That's an auction. Is that a public auction or a foreclosure auction? I think this is a public. Wow, HOA $10 a month. Damn. Um. By the way, guys, you really don't want to live in an HOA because they can take your house too. It's terrible. Um. Okay, this is an REO. Okay, this is an REO. This means this is a foreclosure. So already the first you're starting to see the first foreclosure I've seen on here that's coming. And this is a nice house. Probably went for I don't even think he's going to give the market range. But I bet you this house goes for probably roughly 500,000. So you see an auction starting at 100,000. It means a 3-car garage, but it's only 2,100 square feet. As you guys can see, it's fairly modern. It was built in 2008, kind of right at the end of the last housing crisis. Kind of fitting that it's in foreclosure on the next housing crisis. As you see here, this was definitely someone who was living here for a while. But you see, it's not a bad home. It's just a home. It's got a nice yard though. I'll say that. It's got a pretty big yard. Yeah, here's the layout. Only 3 bedrooms for that size house. That's crazy. Anyway, But you're starting to see it some foreclosed homes, so probably $400,000 to $500,000 range. But you can see here, I mean, would you guys live in this house for 183,000? You could always repaint the outside. When was this built? It was built, yeah, 1991. It was built in, and it's not crazy. Needs some work, some probably repainting. Yeah, definitely some repainting. Maybe new put in some new floors, things like that. But overall, it's a nice house. Definitely got the '90s wallpaper in there. But do you guys really need to spend $400,000 on a house, or would this house suffice for you guys? That's just what I'm kind of saying. Like, it's Tulsa's probably the next big area, and I won't lie to you guys. I'm buying property in Tulsa for rentals because I like 80, 90. I've been seeing stuff as low as 50,000 out there for 3-bedroom houses, and they're not in the hood. It's just a cheap area to live right now. And when these economic shifts happen, Tulsa in 10 years will be expensive to live in. Tulsa is where Northwest Arkansas, where I am at right now, was 10 years ago, because these were the prices for houses 10 years ago. Now we're looking at these prices. And believe it or not, these were about the prices in a middle class neighborhood for my parents. They bought their house around this price in a middle class neighborhood. And like I said, you can get a decent house for cheap. I mean, they're all over Zillow on there. Or even if you're looking for something for rentals, like they're there, they're on here. You just got it just takes some time looking through them. You might not buy like even that's pretty decent value. I mean, this is out there on the outskirts, but I mean, when was this house built? Yeah, 2006. It's probably going to come down some more. Probably come around. I would put in an offer for like 225 and just we'll haggle our way to a middle ground, but it's a nice house. It's 5 bedrooms, 4 baths. It's a nice house. But like I said, guys, you gotta do your research on this if you guys are looking, especially if you're looking to buy a house or do rental properties. But if the rates lower and we have that same burst in the economy again with home buying, you know, the prices are then going to be unattainable for another couple years. And unfortunately, only Gen Z and millennials, especially younger millennials and Gen Z, are going to suffer. But with that said, guys, I'm going to check out here. I have a meeting at 7, so I have to get to. So thank you, guys. Like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Give us a like and subscribe. And as always, follow our great supporter, one of our best supporters, Crypto Dream. His YouTube channel is Crypto Dream for Us. Go give him a like and subscribe and watch his videos. Give him some views too. Help the brother grow. Thank you guys, and I will